Welcome, friends and neighbors.
Hello, our beloved YouTube family and friends. Thank you so much for continuing to come back and watch our videos. We really, really appreciate it. It's nice to know that you're not alone. And we ask that you would continue to like and subscribe to our channel, like these videos. If you haven't watched all of them, there's some pretty interesting and fun stuff to watch in some of the earlier videos, although they're not super high quality. Today we kind of wanted to take you off site. Yeah, we wanted to bring you to some exotic locations. We thought it might be good for our channel that we do some traveling.
Sure.
And so today we are in the exotic location of a hospital. Surprise! You don't always expect to end up where you are. And we've had another interesting week and some things have happened.
Yeah.
Dad, you want to talk about?
Yeah. It's been, I guess, about 4 or 5 days ago. I wasn't feeling well. Lacey prompted me, while we were working together, she prompted me to go in and see the doctor again, which has been a couple of times in the last little bit.
And it's not his favorite thing to do.
It's not anybody's favorite thing to do.
That's true.
But she convinced me that I just wasn't acting right. Like, I don't know if it was that third arm thing growing outside of my head or something like that anyway. But I went to the walk-in clinic. They ran the usual tests, said I was fine. They'd give me something for my chest congestion. And I said, well, let's check a little further. And they did a few other tests and immediately came running in and said, we're going to send you by ambulance over to the hospital, to the ER. And that there was some issue with my heart. So I said, well, I drove here, so I'll drive to the hospital, and I did. And they did a barrage of tests as well, and had determined that my heart was enlarged, which is causing some of the valves not to work properly, obviously. And it's enlarged, and I'm like gaining fluid or gathering fluid around my lungs and around my heart, which was causing congestive heart failure. They said my heart was working at 17%, and that it was good that I was in as good a condition as I was, or else I may have died. I'm still sitting here, so none of that happened. But now they have started me on rounds of things to counteract, and I'm reacting very well to the treatments, and actually have gotten a lot of the fluids. I lost 15 pounds of fluids from around
That's
my
15 pounds. He didn't accidentally say pounds. 15 pounds of fluid that was extra around his chest cavity.
Yeah. And in losing that 15 pounds, things became a lot easier, like breathing and all of that became a lot easier. And they call it.
They call the thing that's causing this condition. It's actually related to what we've been going through in the last month.
And they call it broken heart syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where you go through a trauma and you're because it's such a high stress that your body reacts to it in a certain way. My body reacted to it by retaining fluids and basically having my heart almost stop.
Look it up, because you can find it like all over the internet. It's an actual thing, broken heart syndrome, and it can cause heart attacks and, in rare cases, death without people even realizing what it is.
Yeah, and obviously, I didn't realize that there was anything like that wrong, because I just had a cough and some soreness around my ribs and stuff. So, any of you that are going through something like what I've been through, or what we've been through, that are dealing with some of the similar symptoms, a lot of coughing, a lot of like uncontrollable coughing and things like that, pressure underneath your ribs. I never had chest pains. I never had the dizziness that they talk about when I stood up. I never had the shortness of breath or any of that kind of stuff. In fact, I had walked 2 miles that morning.
Because he works out like every day.
I work out
like a
every day.
superhuman.
And so, I would not have known, and obviously if it were not for Lacey pushing me to go, it could have been disastrous. And it literally, if I wasn't in as good a condition, people don't survive on 17% of their heart
Normally
working. And so the numbers are back up. The murmur that causes, because the valves actually separate and they can't allow they don't pump the blood through the way that they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the reduction of all the fluids, the heart has started to shrink back down, and the murmur is much less. And so I'm on a good path to recovery. So
he's on the mend, you guys, and we want to thank you so much for all of the prayers and for the messages and people just telling us that they're supporting us. He was answering our prayers because if he had not found out about it, it was very likely that he would have had a heart attack, and it could have been so much more serious. So we're really grateful that you guys have been praying for us, because I know God is responding to those prayers. He is protecting my dad. He's been protecting us the whole time. And even if this is really hard, it's something we can walk through, and it's something that he can probably recover from. So we're very, very lucky to still have you around, Dad, and to still be able to put you on a YouTube channel, even if it's in a hospital bed in a very fancy gown.
Yes, these are styling. Look out, ladies. The other thing is, I will be likely checking out of the hospital tomorrow and going back home. So one more test, an angiogram, and then I'm back off to the house. So so just keep praying for us, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on.
I'm going to repeat one more time something he said. If you are watching this channel and you're watching it because you're going through something really difficult, if you're a caretaker for a family member, if you've just lost a family member, you want to be looking out for some of these signs, because it happens to more people than we realize. Lots of people end up having some kind of very serious stress reaction, and they don't know that it even exists. If you know somebody who is losing someone at this moment or just recently lost them, just check in on them, make sure they're okay.
Yeah, PTSDs will cause this at times too, from what they say. So it's a traumatic circumstance in your life, and it just, your body reacts in a very negative way. So, but thanks for praying for us and for hanging in there with us. Hopefully we'll have happier times ahead.
Yeah, we're a little tired of always bringing you sad information and kind of high stress and dramatic information. That's not really the kind of stuff that we wanted to put on a YouTube channel. We just happen to be documenting what we're going through in real time. And this is what's really happening right now. We will probably be uploading another video either later on this week, or we'll just start up fresh next week with something from our home YouTube studio and start kind of getting back to some kind of normal on our channel.
If there is such a thing.
If there is such a thing. Thank you again so much for continuing to bless us and be a part of this process. We bless you and all that you're doing as you are becoming exactly what God intends you to be.
Amen.
Have a great week.
We'll see you.